What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, I am going to be introducing the new track car. Now, I've been talking about this for a while, and you guys know that I'm not going to be tracking the hatch, so I had to pick up a new project for VTech Club. And this is going to be the budget. I'll explain once I show you guys the car. It is definitely just another coupe. My old track car was a coupe. Well, actually, my last two track cars were coupes. So it's funny how I ended up getting another two-door, and voila. So this is just another, you guys know me, I love 96 98s. This is my fifth 96 and 98 Civic UK coupe two-door. It does have a fake SR front lip on it. This was installed by the previous owner. Yeah, it's stock. So this door is locked. It's literally just a bone stock Civic. The paint could use some work, but honestly I don't care. I don't want this thing to have good paint because it is just gonna be a little track car. So now the thing that kind of bugs me a bit is the interior. Now, sorry Neil, the guy that sold me this car is actually my friend, and this car, he actually took this to VTech Club. It used to have wheels and everything, but then he parted it out. He ended up getting a different shell for the track. So I got this shell for pretty much, let's see, including the stuff I sold off of it, I pretty much got just this shell alone for 450 bucks. It is missing a couple things, you know. There's no speakers in here. No speakers. The deck doesn't work. This is broken, but honestly, this is whatever to me. And yeah, it's a 5-speed. So I'm just using my little shift knob that I got from Japan, the impulse shift knob. The steering wheel, could use a new steering wheel, but luckily I do have that Nardi that originally came off my hatch. I'm not gonna put that on the total because it's just a steering wheel, so I'm gonna be using that steering wheel. And luckily he hooked it up with this energy short hub with the car. So this is cool. I just need to go look for a cheap quick release, like an energy one or something online, but it did come with the energy short hub. Nothing fancy. Does not have headliner, which is funny because my old coupe, it didn't have headliner. I need to go pick up these pillars from him because that kind of bugs me. I like driving and seeing all this here. And yeah, this seat is OMC. It looks dirty, but it's actually not dirty. It's painted, so they painted it black. I don't know why, but I'm gonna be looking for a cheap bucket to put in this car and some C-rails, and I do of course need a roll bar and a 5-point harness. Yeah, it's alright. I'm gonna pull the carpet out. The rear seats are just sitting there. They're actually not bolted up. Yeah, nothing fancy at all. And the trunk is just has a spare wheel in it. I don't know if you guys want to see that, but yep. You know, that's a ball joint tool. I was helping Carlos do his lower ball joint, and this is just a battery. I need to get a new one at work. But I didn't really get to explain. So my old coupe, the reason why I got rid of it is because the rear got twisted, and that's when the hatch popped up, and I swapped everything to the hatch. On my old coupe, it was leaking from these because the whole rear end got hit, and then it tweaked the chassis and it opened up all like the little seams, so it was leaking out of here and it was rusting. So that was the reason why I got rid of that coupe. And yeah, I just saw stock. It does need a new hood latch, but I'm not tripping too bad. Just got some pliers over here. Oh, I got it though. Yeah, it's popped open. So nothing fancy, just missing bits of the interior. Voila, this is as basic as you can get it. This is a D16 Y7 now. It has a sunroof. This is an EX chassis, but it has a Y7 in it because this is actually the motor that came out of my brother's car when we did the case swap. So that's why I picked up the shell, because I was like, bro, we have a Y7 or a motor sitting on the side. I might as well pick up this shell for cheap, throw this in, and have a running car registered, pass the smog, everything. And I'm not changing anything in this. I'm not even gonna pull the intake out. I'm not even gonna put a test pipe or nothing. I might just change the axle back because I kind of want to be a little bit louder at the track, because driving a quiet car is kind of boring. And yeah, I did change the fuel filter, but that's it. I mean, it is dirty, but yeah. Stock Y7. So nothing's gonna be touched in there. Probably like if there's a leak or something, I'll fix it, but this motor is redone. Then we did the head on it and everything. So yeah, I do need to fix the return spring because it kind of gets stuck. So I need to pull the throttle body out and clean that out. And that's literally it. So, explanation about this car. This is gonna be the budget track car. Now, what I mean by budget is I'm gonna set myself a budget on how much to spend. I did buy the car for 450 bucks. I am gonna start tallying up how much I spend on this car, but my budget is $2,000. $2,000 not including the car, so we're talking about $2,000 for like wheels, suspension, or whatever you want to buy. So that is gonna be the budget. The reason why I want to make this series is because I used to go to the track, and I will admit I was one of those dudes that went to the track and assumed that you need rear sway bars, you need strut bars, you need everything for that car. And my first ever track day, it had everything. Next thing you know, like it didn't end up working out for me. I ended up starting to take off my strut bars, my rear sway bar, switch tire compound, made my car softer suspension depending on like your driving style or the driver, and I ended up going backwards. It's funny because it's just exactly like this hatch. I had a fully tucked bay with ITBs, built motor, and I literally went backwards, back to stock everything, and yeah, stock motor, not making power. So it's like that. I want to be able to make a video and prove a point where you don't need all that crazy stuff for the track. I might be a little bit different because I like going to the track to have fun. I don't care about my times, but seeing an improvement in my times is always good. That knows that my drive is getting better, I'm learning how to drive the car and all that. So that's one thing I always look at, but main priority or main thing is fun. You always want to go have fun with your friends. You can be competitive if you want, but I see no fun in that. You can be competitive within your friends. You just chase them around the track. And I want to go out there with a single cam. You don't need all the power in the world to have fun. And you don't need all the power in the world to catch up to S2000 or anything like that. There's a lot of guys out there that drive single cams and keep up with S2000s, B swap cars, whatever. It doesn't really matter about power. But you know, I'll probably get roasted on that. It all depends on you, the driver. A single cam could be really fast depending on how good the driver is. And I've seen it. There's a lot of fast dudes out there that drive bone stock single cams, just probably with a header and a test pipe and a muffler or whatever, just exhaust and an intake. But I've seen a lot out there, and it shows you a lot when you go out to the track. Yeah, so that is gonna be the budget for this car. $2,000 on parts. And I will of course be documenting the whole thing. And this weekend I'm actually going to VTech Club Round 1. I will be filming there, of course, because everybody's going there, all the homies, and I'm gonna be there to support and hang out and have fun because I miss going to the track. I had this coupe for probably since December, so I picked up around like mid-December and on a Saturday, and then on Sunday I swapped my brother's single cam and got running, and everything got registered the next week. And yeah, I didn't film that because it's just a single cam, so nothing's done to it, just bone stock, literally. That budget of $2,000, I already spent $500 of that. On what? On some wheels. I ended up buying some Inky PFO1s. Thank you very much to Ethan. I lowballed the shit out of him. So I got these for $500. They come with Neogens. Now, Neogens, they're not that great for the track, I will admit. My first ever track day was, I had Inky RPF1s on Neogen. And I'll admit these tires kind of suck, but we are going to the track with these tires because it's just gonna be a throwback to me. So this right here is the new tire setup, tire and wheel setup for the coupe. We got these 500 bucks with tires, and we're gonna use these tires until they get bald, which might take a while because the tread wear on these are pretty high, they're 280. And if I do run across some tires for cheap, like some good tires, like even Federal RSRs for cheap, then I'll buy them, even if they're like super used, just for like a track day. And yeah, keep it budget, gonna keep it cheap. So yep, 500 bucks. Now I have $1,500 to spend. The main thing I'm looking for is coilovers. Budget coilovers, so cheap. I'll even run function form type 1s, Megans, whatever I can find for cheap. My budget is probably like 250 bucks. and I can easily find that on OfferUp or Craigslist or even Facebook Marketplace. I will need a bucket seat, a seat rail, if I can find a good combo somewhere, and a roll bar. A lot of people use harness bars, but I'm so used to my old car, so I'm gonna get a roll bar and get a 5-point and keep it under 2,000 bucks, and that's it. And whatever's left over will probably be for like small maintenance stuff. Like I do need to change the wheel bearings on the driver's side, and I'm gonna do the tie rods and lower ball joint. We're not gonna go OEM on the wheel bearings or wheel hubs or whatever, compared to like how I did this car. This car went with OEM wheel bearings and all that. But on that car, it is gonna be Rock Auto or eBay. I'm literally gonna go eBay on this car. This could be very relatable to anybody out there that already has a Civic or any car that, you know, that's their beater. You don't need that much money to go have fun. And one thing I really miss is having fun with my friends at the track. My goal is round 2, which is May 28th or 24th. I forgot, for round 2 of VTech Club. Because Naldo, the one I used to go to the track a lot with his Galley's EK hatch, yeah, I stopped going to the track because a lot of my friends down here stopped going. If I can't run across coilovers or meet my budget within that time or find all the stuff, I just wait till the next round. I'm not in a rush to build this. Well, I'm not really building, I'm just putting together a cheap build. And this is the start of it. These are roughly, I think, $200 a rim. Yeah, I think the cheapest I've seen is 200. So 800 bucks, and the tires are only probably like 200 something bucks. So this is like a $1,000 setup. Got for 500 bucks. And the reason why I had to buy them is because I love the specs on them. These are 15 by 8 plus 35. So they are gonna sit pretty nice. I'm gonna take off the center caps, so I don't like the center caps. Yeah, they're not perfect. There's no like crazy like rashes, but they're like little nicks and stuff. Perks of buying that shell for my friend: it did come with goodies. It came with the energy short hub. It came with the engine harness, the EX engine harness, which I'm using for this motor. So that was like a win-win situation. And it did come with these. These are Skunk 2 front camera kits. I actually took them off and put some old used upper ball joint or upper control arms that I had laying around. So these, I took them off because the alignment was pretty bad and I didn't want to keep messing with the camber. So I just put this OEM upper control arms from, I think, my other cars on that car, so the alignment could be straight while I acquire all that stuff. And the rear does still have camera kits, so that all that came with the car. I honestly felt like I should have kept my roll bar and all that, but I got rid of that because I didn't know I was gonna get another coupe or anything like that, or EK. And yeah, so I just use that Nardi because I am using the Mugen Gen 3 steering wheel. I actually like this. It's a little bit big. It's a little bit bigger, but yeah, using that in here now. So yep, so hopefully, I know that was a lot of rambling, but just make it very relatable to you guys and cheap. $2,000 might seem a lot, but I'm not dumping $2,000 right on the spot, like today, buying everything I need. I'm talking about $2,000 within the next couple months to get it to where I want it to. But main goal is round 2 of VTech Club. Luckily, I have so many wheels now. Like, I have some TEs, got some Rega Masters, and got some PFO ones now. These are 15s though, but I feel like putting one of those two on. Just, I mean, I don't know. One day probably when I go to the track, I might bring either my Rega Masters or my TEs, since they are running R888Rs on these, which are a race compound. Very sticky, and just throw it on the car and see how it does. So I was thinking about, well, I was talking with Lee about this earlier today. Actually making that, what is it called? A friend or a homie track car. So since it's gonna be bone stock and it's gonna be reliable, depending if you miss shift or money shift, whatever, at the track, I just want to make it so any of my friends that are my size that will fit in the bucket seat and the harness could just hop in there, and literally I'll let them take it on the track. So that would be actually pretty cool. So it'd be a homie track car, because I mean, yeah, just bone stock Y7. What else can they do to it? 1,500 bucks left, and I'll keep you guys posted. Most likely when I get the coilovers, I'll show you guys how to install coilovers. Really easy. And the upper camera kits, the Skunk 2 ones, and adjust the rear camera and then go get it aligned. And there's the small stuff. I need to go look for a buck and all that stuff. So yep, stay tuned for the track color build, guys. So peace out, guys. Don't listen to others, just keep building. And yeah, I cannot wait for this Saturday. I cannot wait for this Saturday, even though I'm not racing. So peace out.